Welcome back to Further Solutions Academy. On this video, I'll be walking you through on laws of indices. Laws of indices. By the end of this video, you will understand laws of indices and the application of it, how to apply it to real life problems. The first one is that don't forget to share this video, subscribe if you have not subscribed before. Now, for instance, don't forget that when we talk about indices involve the number and the power. In mathematics we play around with numbers a lot, and number has three attributes. The first one we have base, the second one the unique symbol, and the third one is what is the power. Number operates with power 1. It has base 10, which is Hindu numeral, and there are different type of numbers depending on what you are working on. Now, when we talk about law of indices, this could be a number. Let's assume n is a number. It's powering 3. At this point, the story has changed. Okay, let's start from now. This is a n. M is a unique symbol, and it must have a what? Base 10. Do you get it right? That is a number. For instance, if I have 5, I have 5 have base 10, and it has power 1. Now, any of this change will change the situation of the number. Take note of that. That is why in mathematics you start learning mathematics from number base. Number base, ordinary base, and ordinary base and abnormal base. Now, okay, please take note of this very well. For instance, I'll be using m. If my m is now on raised to power 3, you know that this is a power of 3, is no more power of 1. It means it will be what? M multiplied by m multiplied by m. M in 3 places. That is what we are talking about number base. Now, for instance, if I have m multiplied by m3. Now, m raised to power 3 multiplied by m raised to power 3. By implication, it means I'm talking about m multiplied by m multiplied by m, the first one, and also m multiplied by m multiplied by m, which is going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By implication, by default, m will be what? Raised to power 6. Now, that is how we are to approach it in a normal way. But there is a law or rules that guide us in relating with what? With indices. Now, using law now. Law 1, which is multiplication law. Now, how do I use multiplication law? Note that when you have number, the same number, which is the same number, multiplying themselves, it means the power will be what? Addition. For instance, this is m, they have the same number. It means m multiplied by m. This one is talking about 3, this one is talking about 3. Now, what you just need to do, m, you pick, they have the same number. Note, the number must be the same. This and this, they are the same number. It means 3 plus what? 3, which is m raised to power what? Power 6. That saves you by multiplying and around. Okay, let me just make m raised to power 5 multiplied by m raised to power 2. Because I'm just looking at 3 so that you will understand what I'm saying. Instead of you multiplying around like that, it means m raised to power 2 plus 3, which is going to be what? M raised to power what? M raised to power 7. Now, that goes for what? Any form of this part. Note that I can write a 5 raised to power 3 multiplied by 5 raised to power 2. By implication, 5, 3 plus 2, which is going to be 5 raised to power what? Power 5. Now, can you see that 5 raised to power 5, it means 5 in 5 places. That is just the implication. That is law 1. This is going to be 1. Number 2, which is, I will call it a division law. Division laws tell us that when I have, look at this number, m multiplied by divided by m raised to power 2. Now, at this point, if I'm to do it by default, by normal way, it will be equal to m divide m raised to power 2, which I'll be having m multiplied by m multiplied by m multiplied by m. This will cancel this will cancel this. Now it is m raised to power what? 1. Now this is how to do it in a normal form, in a normal way. But by the law, you can say that what? M raised to power 3 divided by m raised to power what? Power 2. It means m raised to power 3 plus 2, which is, minus 2. It means m raised to power what? Power 1. Now, can you see, this is how to go by law. It saves you time, and it makes you to be very fast, and it causes, making mistakes, Now, that is just, you need to know about that. Now, let me move on to the next one, which is going to be 3. The next one is, if I have a m powering what? Powering b bracket of c. Now, look at this. By default, my answer will be m raised to power bc. Now, for instance, if I have 3 raised to power 2 bracket of what? 3. Now, it means my my 3 will be equals to what? 2 times 3, which is going to be what? My raised to power 6. Can you see? This one is division, this one is what? Multiplication, and this one is what? Power. We call it power form of what? Indices. That you should know that. Another thing you need to know, and which is going to be 4, if I have my n raised to power 0 is equals to 1. Any number raised to power 0 is equals to 1, except 0 is set. Except 0, because 0 is a number. 0 raised to power 0 is what? Undefined. Please take note of that. Undefined. Now, please take note of that. It's very important. Having a number so large, extremely large, do you get it now? Now, raised to power 0 is equals to what? 1. Any number raised to power 0 is 1, except 0 itself. Another thing, we call it inverse law. Now, inverse law. When I talk about inverse law, when I have my n raised to power minus 1, it will be 1 all over what? N, which is called an inverse law. Now, for instance, when I have 100 raised to power minus 1, 1 all over 100. Take note of this. Any raised to number raised to power that, you always have it in form of inverse. Now, there is complication here, which is, I will call this 5, log 5. Now, note that some people will have something like x raised to power y this. It will be what? X multiplied by 1 all over y. Take note of this, which by default, x all over y. This is going to be like this. Now, when it is xy bracket of minus 1, the story now change by saying that what? X, y, and y raised to power 1. It means by default, I'll be having 1 all over x, y. Take note of this, that is what we need to know, that area. And another thing you need to know is that if I have m raised to power minus a, is an inverse. Now, this will give us what? 1 all over what? M raised to power a. Take note of this. The power goes down. For instance, I have minus 3 raised to power minus 4. 3 raised to power minus 4. My answer will be what? 1 all over what? 3 raised to power 4. Now, mind you, if I have a minus here, numbers still remain minus. For instance, minus 3 raised to power minus 4. My answer will be minus 1 all over what? 3 raised to power 4. Now, all these things, they are, they are cases that can occur when it comes to what? It has not end. Permit me to rub this part. Okay. Okay, I think let's move on again and again. Now, another one which is going to be law 6. When I have my m raised to power 1 all over 2. Now, which is, call it fraction, it will be equals to what? Root of 2 root of what? M raised to power what? Power 1. For instance, if I have my m raised to power 1 all over what? 4, for instance, can you see that this is my target? It will be equals to what? Root of, this is going to be 4, and m raised to power what? Power 1. Not this. It's not the same thing as 4 root of what? Now, this is a solved form. Please, solved form. We soon reach there. Please, you need to understand. And this is a root form. Root form. Please take note of these cases. They are very, very important. And before I end this chapter, for instance, when I have my m raised to power a all over b, numerator and denominator, this time around is not 1. What you just need to do, I will have my m, this is going to be what? b, m, m bracket of what? A. That is my answer. That is my answer. For instance, if I have 4 raised to power 3 all over 2, now it will be equals to, look at me, I have 2 here, this one will come here, and I will have my 4, and it will be powering what? 3. Now, square root of 2 will be what? 2 raised to power 3, which will be what? 8. That is all about that. Okay, I will be stopping here. This video is all about laws of indices. In the next video, I will show you some simplification on, on applying the laws of what? Indices. Don't forget to share the video, subscribe. Once again, thanks for watching.